Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers pregame presented by Bet365. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the evening. Joining me live in the Xfinity studio, it is Philly's #1 hockey beat writer, Charlie O'Connor. What's going on, Chuck?
You know, hanging in.
We were just talking before the show went live, and like these three games, this last night's game, tonight against Pittsburgh, and Saturday against the Rangers, signified a very important part of the Flyers' schedule because it's three conference games tonight and Saturday, actual division opponents. Last night, a team you were tied in the standings with. Tonight, a team you are tied in the standings with in this tightly packed Eastern Conference, and I really wanted 4 or 5 points out of these three games. That's something I was really, really hoping for.
Well, I guess they could theoretically still get 4.
They could still get 4.
I mean, it's not looking great at the moment, but they could still get 4.
They've just made it very difficult for themselves. Now, the goalie injury, not much you can do as a team about that. Like Dan Vladar had been playing well. Now he is hurt, and you go to a guy, Sam Ersson, with an .855 save percentage.
But by the same token, Ersson was always going to play tonight's game.
Yes.
Like the Vladar injury, and we still,
true.
To be clear, we don't know the details. He's getting tested. I believe Kevin Kurz reported today that he's heard that there's optimism. It's not that serious, but he's got to go through probably an MRI to test whatever the injury is. That could be a major issue as soon as Saturday.
Yeah.
This game was always going to be a Sam Ersson game.
Certainly. Back-to-backs, you were going to start him one of these two.
Yes.
Vladar started, so it's him tonight, regardless of the injury. But now they're in a point, like I hate saying must win unless it's like a game 7.
Yeah,
like,
this isn't a must
game
win.
82 and winning in, like, okay, that's a must win.
It's an important game.
This is one of those very important games.
Yeah.
Like, if they do not win this in Saturday's game, my outlook in terms of positivity for the season changes dramatically, especially as we noted on postgame last night. The 3 games after this little stretch are very difficult.
Yes.
You have to go to Vegas. That's a tough place to win. They're really good. You have to go to Utah. I wouldn't say Utah is like a Stanley Cup contender, but they're starting to play better, and it's hard to win there. And then Colorado,
That's a loss. Let's be honest here, that's a loss.
It's a very, very difficult game to win. They will be by the odds probably like plus 350 to win that game or something, maybe even longer. So this is as important as it gets in terms of mid-January hockey, I would say, Charlie.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And there's the other obvious factor. And this matters because obviously losing is bad. I got news for you. But it also matters just because of the way that people are going to perceive the Flyers.
Yes.
They've lost 4 straight, okay? So now you're getting into that, they're in a losing streak. You lose tonight, then it's 5. Then you lose Saturday, it's 6. And then you've got 3 difficult games.
Oh, no.
Then you've got the memories. You've got the PTSD from the fans of they're doing it again. You just win one of them, then you're still going to lose a lot of these games while Vladar is out for however long he's out for. But at least it's not a losing streak anymore. You could halt the losing streak tonight if you just find a way to win. The problem is, number 1, you got Ersson starting. We had that confirmed. Jackie Spiegel confirmed. The Flyers confirmed. Sam Ersson is getting the start. You assumed he would. I guess you could have thrown Kolosov in. Kolosov got the call up because Ersson played last night. Maybe you throw Kolosov in, but generally speaking, I think the expectation was Ersson was going to go. So you got Ersson in, and he's been a mess. And you played last night with travel. Pittsburgh did not. They are the rest of the team. This was always going to be a tough game, both from a goalie standpoint and from a schedule rest standpoint. And by doing what you did last night against Buffalo, now you put yourself in a position where, I don't know, who cares? Go out and win it.
Yeah, that's really what we're looking at now.
If you beat Buffalo, then you could be like, fine. You lose this one. Go out and beat the Rangers. It's a success. 2 out of 3, that's fine. You lost to Buffalo. Now you kind of got to find a way to win this one. It
would be like, all right, you beat Buffalo. Go out and play some freaking road hockey, man. Try to get this game to OT at 2-2 or something. Like that would kind of be the conservative strategy, but now we need 2 points in this one, and considering it is a division game, giving up that loser point, even if you win it in overtime or a shootout or something, it's like, how much did you actually help yourself? Plenty of season left, but it is something we have to start paying attention to now that we are in the back half. And it will be Sam Ersson in net tonight, Chuck. We know the numbers, 6, 7, and 4 with a .332 goals against and a save percentage at .855.
And if anything, that's underselling how poorly he's played recently since December 13th. So this is over a month, December 13th. You know what, Bill, I'm going to ask you. What do you think his save percentage is December 13th? This is in 400 plus minutes of game time. What's the save percentage?
.808.
Okay, it's higher than that.
.827.
Slightly higher than that.
.835.
Lower.
Oh my God. .830?
There you go. He's got an .830 save percentage over the last month.
17% of shots are going in against him.
And again, this is, look, I'm the small sample guy. 400 minutes, like, it's not a huge sample, but it's not small anymore. This is a month's worth of games.
No. I was looking at the other day when we were going over goalie options. The qualifier at this point in the season in the AHL to be on like leaderboards and stuff, 600 minutes. So he's like, that sample's pretty close to that. It's a few games away from like, okay, he's qualified for it's going very poorly for Sam Ersson.
Yeah.
Now, the great thing about, it's like the great thing about baseball. Guess what? There's a game tomorrow. He now has an opportunity to change the perception of the direction his career is going at this point, quite honestly, but just save tonight and we'll worry about the rest later. He has an opportunity tonight. He has an opportunity against a Pittsburgh team that isn't playing their best hockey right now. That is an issue. We'll talk about them in a little bit, but they are not on one of the hot streaks that the last 3 teams they've played have been on when you ran into them.
Yeah, that's true.
Offense hasn't been great. Erik Karlsson's hurt. So you do have a little bit going for you there. And in terms of the lineup, Chuck, some reinforcements, I suppose. Denver Barkey, fresh legs. So not everybody played last night. The Flyers tell us Barkey draws back in. D'Lo comes out. So that is, at least on paper, a positive change, I would say. I'm trying to look for reasons to be optimistic tonight. And this is very much one of them for me. Denver Barkey just named to the AHL All-Star game as well. So good for him. That's cool. Other than that, we're still awaiting some injury updates, and we'll get to that in a second, Charlie. But can one guy maybe, like, we know he's going to be, out of the press box. He's going to have that energy, doesn't want to go back in there, wants to prove himself. Do you think this could be a determining factor? Like, Denver Barkey's presence, he's been good. It's not like he's been Trevor Zegras for us, but he's been pretty impressive for the most part. I'm looking at this as maybe an X factor tonight. Denver Barkey after a 1-game sitting.
Yeah, it could be an X factor. He certainly will have fresher legs than the guys who played last night. He did travel, so that takes a little bit out of you, but should have fresher legs than the guy who played.
And he's
the guys
20,
who played last night, and he's younger. I think this is a big game for Barkey on a couple levels. Number one, just because, hey, Flyers need to win. He's got fresh legs. But number two, his game is trending downward. He got the one game sit to be able to just sit up in the press box and watch. I mean, that game, I guess, is watching what not to do rather than what to do. But hey, hopefully he learned something. If he goes out there and repeats what he did last Saturday, where he has some turnovers that lead to goals, he's underwhelming, then you start wondering if maybe you need to send him back down. Now, if he goes out there tonight, though, and scores a goal, then it worked. The one game allowed him to reset. It allowed him to catch his breath, and he's up. So this is a big game for Barkey in terms of staying at the NHL level. Like, I was very much of the opinion, like, no, you don't Emil Andre him. You don't scratch him and then scratch him for 4 more games.
No, that's ridiculous.
Sorry, I guess we got to send him down. We're all looking for the guy who scratched him to begin with, but he can't play. Like, no, he played well enough to deserve more looks. But if he goes out there tonight and struggles, then it's much easier for them to think, like, he gave us some good minutes. He's going to be a good NHL player, but maybe it's best for him to go back down.
No, we got a nice preview of Denver Barkey. It looks like he's going to be a player. But like you said, like, this is very much a developmental product. Like, okay, was the early impressiveness more just he's excited to be here and he's like playing over his actual level at this point, or can he sustain it a little? And your play dips. It's a long season. You're going to have some ups and downs, and it's not as if like, the rest of the team looked good, and he was the one dragging them down in those games.
And he's 20 years old, and he looks like he's 16.
Yes, that's the. So we will wait and see. But he comes back, and we're awaiting some other injury updates, Charlie. A couple of things I want to get to. First, it's they said they have recalled Alexei Kolosov. They tweeted that out today. He's going to be backing up. Maybe he starts Saturday against the Rangers. We will see.
I think it depends on how Ersson does today.
Yeah. Additionally, forward Bobby Brink has been placed on IR. It's an upper body injury. It's retroactive to January 6th, so he can be activated anytime. But he's on IR. They call up Kolosov.
That's how they cleared the spot.
They don't have to then IR Vladar instead, which it seems like pretty decent roster management if you don't think it's going to be all that long.
Or if you just don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
If you just don't know yet, because you could always backdate it later.
And that's what Kevin Kurz tweeted earlier today. There was an article in The Athletic to accompany it, but he tweets, as for Dan Vladar, the belief from a league source is it's not too serious of an injury, and Vladar seems to be okay, but they are waiting for test results to confirm that. Should know more later today. This was at 10:45 a.m. I haven't heard any updates since. I guess we just got to cross. Everyone's got to cross there. Danny Briere's got to be crossing his fingers. I'm sure Rick Tocchet is very much crossing his fingers.
The entire front office, the entire organization.
Everyone who values their plus minus is probably crossing their fingers at this point. Dan Vladar has been, to me, one of the two MVPs of this season for the Philadelphia Flyers, and not having him for any stretch of time is going to be... It's going to be a struggle unless we get a completely different Sam Ersson, or I guess Kolosov blows us away.
Yeah, I think Vladar is the MVP, and this isn't meant to denigrate Vladar at all, but he's the MVP for two reasons. Number one, because he's been really good. Objectively, he's been really good. But he's also the most valuable player on the team because there's such a drop-off after him at the position. Like, look, Zegras has been great. He's the team's leading scorer. He's dipped a little bit these last few games, but overall he's been great. But if he gets hurt, they do have other guys who can potentially do some of what he can do. Yeah. With Vladar, there's a reason why last night we're like, well, if he's out for a month, this season might be over.
No, that was if he's going to miss, if he's out from now till the Olympic break, I was like, I don't know, figure out what you can sell, man. Like, there's no reason. There's no reason to pretend, even in this Eastern Conference. Like, yeah, we'll probably stay in it because, the Rangers are in it and they're in last place. They're sort of still in it. But overall, you look at what St. Louis, I think Doug Armstrong just came out and said,
we're not here to be cannon fodder for the Avalanche.
What is the point of us getting in that last seed and getting killed by the Avs? Yeah. And that's very much what, yeah, man, why are we trying to go to Tampa Bay and let Sam Ersson get killed, or Carolina?
This is totally going to be the year that the Avs lose in 5.
Yes.
They're going to get Tampa Bay.
Yes, that is. I very much expect that. And then the teams that wave the white flag, St. Louis's owners sitting there could really use that gate revenue. Yeah, right. They're all pissed. So that's funny. I am just trying to look up because we had the surprise absence of Rasmus Ristolainen last night, and just trying to see on Twitter if there are any updates.
I just don't think he's playing.
The last thing I saw was he's day-to-day.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem as if he's going to play, so that is another missed game for Risto in a couple of years filled with them.
It scares me. It always, because we're not going to get lines for this game because apparently Jackie
she's stuck in Buffalo.
She was unable to get from Buffalo to Pittsburgh. She was going to drive. There was a ton of snow. She's staying in Buffalo. Hopefully she gets home safe. So we're not going to get lines unless the Flyers tweet them out, which I hope they do, but no guarantee on that front.
That'd be surprising.
The Risto thing just worries me because we've been down this road before. I want to believe
day-to-day.
I want to believe that he's actually day-to-day and that he'll be back next week. But the last 2 seasons, his injuries always started out as day-to-day, and then he just disappeared. So I worry about it.
Day-to-day, as are we all, Chuck.
We're all day-to-day when you think about it.
It's really, that's just life. All right. Life. On the other side, we are going to talk about the Pens. We'll have the pregame picks and all that, but we got to take our break. It's time to tell you about Xfinity, because I got to ask, what if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? Well, that's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense, and that lets you stream the game even when the whole family's online, All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. There's no annual contract, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment is always included. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken. We hate contracts. Well, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it should stay reliable, and the price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Go Birds. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365 has 90 million users worldwide. They live stream almost 800,000 events each year. And today, Bet365 offers the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 different sports. And don't forget about those early payout offers across the NBA and NHL. And football fans, the wait is over. Playoff football is back in action this weekend. And now with Bet365, you can get in on it too. Starting this Thursday, Bet365 is offering to double your money with a super boost on 1 or more passing yards in the Denver versus Buffalo game. That's right, all it takes is 1 single yard. So even if your team doesn't start strong, you can, only with Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only, must be physically located in PA. Select markets only. Minimum maximum wager and fixed boost percentage applies. Super boost for single bets only. Terms and conditions and restrictions apply. And just as we went to break, we actually did get the tweet of lines from the one and only Brian Smith. They've mixed it up a little here, Charlie.
Definitely a shake-up.
We have Kate's Zegras Tippett. That is an almost brand new line. Dvorak with Konechny and Grebenkin. I'm kind of interested in that. That's a scrappy line there.
I think these are pretty much all new lines, except for, I'm assuming at some point they did Grunstrom, Abels, Hathaway, but I don't think Michkov and Barkey and Couturier have ever been together.
Maybe for like...
Because wasn't it
a mix-up shift at some point?
Wasn't it Tippett, Couturier, Barkey when Barkey first joined?
Yeah,
first got called up?
It was Brink when it was Coots and Mish when they first switched it
that
up.
Looks like a new trio as well. And then Grebenkin, who I thought, and I noted this after the game, I thought Grebenkin was... Tippett was the only guy on the Flyers who I thought had a start-to-finish good game last night. I thought Grebenkin was pretty good, too.
No, Grebenkin and Cates, I believe, were the only forwards who weren't a minus in the game, we said last night. Yeah. So that's something. Or at least, were plus, I believe, was how we put it.
Yeah, because Tippett probably
I think
got
Tippett was
the
even.
empty netter, probably got a minus there.
He might have been even or whatever, because he had 2 points. Doesn't matter. But Cates, Zegras, Tippett, that's interesting. All right. Man, this Couturier-Michkov duo, they seem to have gone back to Old Faithful. But I do like the idea of Barkey because he showed us the ability to get in as the F1, and he has showed us some decent enough playmaking. I know he's only got 3 points, and it's been enough games now where you're like, 3's not really all that impressive, but I think he's been better than, he had 2 assists in the first game, and that's it. He probably deserves a couple more points than that. So I want to see how those two play off of each other. Yeah,
I'm intrigued. The thing that worries me about the Couturier line, truthfully, it's not Barkey and it's not Michkov. It's Couturier because it's a back-to-back.
He was bad last night.
And he looked tired last night. So you're thinking, uh-oh. If he looked tired in the first game of back-to-back, what's he going to look like in the second game of back-to-back? But again, this goes back to what we were saying at the start of the show. This is a gut check.
Too bad.
This is a gut check game for Couturier. It's a gut check game for Zegras, who's been struggling. It's a gut check game for Ersson, who's been struggling for basically the whole season, but especially over the last month. This is a no excuses game. You're tired, tough. You should have won last night.
Yeah.
Now you gotta dig deep and you gotta find a way to pull off an ugly win. If it's gotta be ugly, who cares? Just find a way.
Like we said last night, they held Buffalo to 13 shots against goalies. The 14th one's the empty net goal. Your big mistakes. You lost the game based on your sloppy play. You put yourself in this position. The only way out is for you to get yourself out of it.
Only way out is through.
And that's listen, it's on the captain, Coots, it's on all of them. So we will see how that goes.
Also interesting to see they separate Dvorak and Zegras.
First time.
Given that they haven't done that basically all year.
Really? I can't.
Because even at the start of the year, Dvorak was wing on Zegras' line as he was a center.
They were trying the nominal, Zegras is a center, and we'll see how it goes sort of thing for a little bit. And then it was Dvorak's a center.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little about these Pittsburgh Penguins tonight, Chuck. They are 0-2-1 in their last 3. So like we said, this is the first time in the last 4 or 5 games that they're not running into a super hot team. It's not as if Buffalo are world beaters, but they've been awesome recently. It's hard to deny that. Tampa is Tampa, and Toronto is on like a 10 or 11 game point streak at this point. It was like 6 or 8 games when the Flyers played them. Pittsburgh is struggling. 2 goals scored in their last 3 games. 1 apiece in 2 of them, and they were shut out in another. And Erik Karlsson, who's been a lot more like himself in terms of at least scoring this year, no longer he's out of the lineup injured. So you're catching a little bit of a break there for the first time. But our old pal Sidney Crosby is still Sidney Crosby somehow. 38 years old. He has 49 points, 24 goals, 25 assists in 45 games. Well over a point a game at 38 years old is their star, Sidney Crosby. And guess what, Chuck?
What's up?
No points in his last 3.
Oh, he's going to score.
So you know what they're like.
Yeah,
there's never been. Oh yeah, they're not hot or anything. It's like you see Crosby doesn't have a point in his last 3. Oh, so he's due.
Even if the Flyers win this game, there's no way that Sidney Crosby.
Spoiler alert: he's coming up in pregame picks.
Yeah, he's going to score. The one thing about this game in particular, and look, I'm concerned about this game because they're on a 4-game losing streak. They played extremely sloppy hockey last night, and they're in the second game of back-to-back facing a rested team. That's what worries me off the jump. What worries me about this game from a matchup standpoint, and the back-to-back plays into it, what's the thing we highlighted last game that they've been real bad at over the last 2.5 weeks? The penalty kill. They're at a 59.1 efficiency rate, success rate since New Year's Eve. Pittsburgh has a 27% power play, and because you're in the second game of back-to-back, you're probably going to be a little tired. When you're tired, you tend to take penalties. They're going to have opportunities with that power play against a penalty kill that is an absolute mess right now. If they that to me is the most obvious path to them losing this game is the Penguins score 2 power play goals because the Flyers take 6 penalties.
Well, it's not as if Pittsburgh has anyone adept at drawing penalties, so it probably won't be a problem. It's just upsetting.
I'm just saying that's when I look at that statistical map, whatever you want to say, that's what jumps out at me as my biggest concern.
Crosby, as we all know, just absolutely freaking dominant against the Flyers. 59 goals, 78 assists for 137 points in 92 regular season games against Philly. The next closest team, in terms of goal scoring, 44 against the Islanders. That's insane, just how he's been killing us since day one. He does have 139 points against the Isles, so there's one team that he's had put up a little bit better production against. There's only 2 teams, 3, the Flyers, Islanders, and Rangers that he's got triple-digit points against. He'll probably get there against Jersey and Washington next time they meet. But 137 points in 92 games, and he's still doing it. And Pittsburgh made that little goalie trade about a month ago, Charlie, and it didn't look great to start. Daily Face-Off, their little blurb about Skinner today was Skinner had a concerning start to his Penguins tenure, posting an ugly 401 goals against and an .831 save percentage in his first 3 games, but has been nearly perfect since, posting a 103 goals against and a .955 in his last 4. That's rough. The regulation loss was the 1-0 loss that they had. Meanwhile, Tristan Jarry has really sucked for Edmonton, which is pretty funny.
He's
but
not a very good goalie.
No, it's just funny that they swapped these 2 guys, and I was like, really? Did you actually improve? Did you actually improve? The answer is no,
questionable,
Charlie. So this is while you're catching Pittsburgh at a good time. A lot of the long season is about catching teams at the right time.
Sure.
It doesn't feel like this is like an easy 2 points, even if Pittsburgh's struggling right now. They're missing a guy. Like, their goalie's playing well. Crosby hasn't scored in 3 straight. We'll see how this one goes. I am trying to remain optimistic because I really hate the Penguins, and they need this one. You see the standings. Dead heat there between the Flyers and Pens. Yes, the Flyers have more overall wins, but in terms of tiebreaker, Pittsburgh has the regulation win tiebreaker, so they're actually a little bit ahead of the Flyers.
Yeah, and in fairness, and I know no one wants to hear optimism right now, and this is not something that I'm inventing. This is something that I've always believed. I think it's utterly ridiculous that we do the standings by points and not by points percentage.
Yeah.
And by points percentage, the Flyers and Penguins are functionally tied for the final wildcard spot because they both have a higher points percentage than Boston.
Yes.
Boston played 2 more games. Who cares?
I
care more about points percentage than I care about points.
Sorted by points percentage, the Flyers are behind Pittsburgh via regulation win tiebreaker.
Right.
But they're basically tied by total points. All right, let's get to the pregame picks. These are our Bet365 pregame picks. Sign up for Bet365 and use code PHLY365 to deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets. Whether your bet wins or loses, must be 21 and NPA. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. We're gonna have 3 tonight, Chuck. I didn't tell Brenna that I added Denver Barkey, and she grabbed it anyway. Well done.
She's the best.
Well done, Bren.
She is the best.
We're going to take that Sidney Crosby anytime goal at plus 130 because why wouldn't I bet this? The only reason I'm not betting his over on points is instead of just making it 1/1.5 at like a normal rate, they just juiced over half a point crazy, minus 260. It doesn't seem worth it to me. So we're going to go with the anytime goal instead. We're going to go Sam Ersson under 23.5 saves.
So is this because you think that the Flyers are going to put on another defensive clinic, or is it because you think Ersson's going to be terrible?
Yes.
Beautiful.
He has only made 24 more saves 5 times this year and only twice since the start of December. The Flyers only allow 25.2 shots a game. It's tied for 3rd lowest in the league. Pittsburgh gets a decent amount of shots, almost 29 a game, but I'm feeling kind of good about the effort. Like, I don't think they're going to be as sloppy as they were last night. So I think this could be like a 20 to 25 shot game for Pittsburgh, and in that case, I think there's almost no chance Sam Ersson makes 24 saves. So we're going to take the under there, and then we're going to get that Denver Barkey anytime goal because I wanted something positive, and he's got the fresh legs. He didn't play last night. He wants to stay in the lineup. Maybe he's got a little confidence boost from the AHL All-Star game. Cool. It's his first time in the Flyers-Pens rivalry. That's got to be kind of cool. I don't know.
Is it still?
It probably means something.
Maybe.
And now, like, it is, as we just showed, like, it's meaningful.
Yeah, well,
it's not,
this game is meaningful.
It's not
sure.
Scott Hartnell doing the Hulk Hogan or anything anymore. Like, the game has changed considerably since 2012, but I do think it still means something.
Yeah.
So maybe he could be feeling it. Those are the Bet365 pregame picks. Let's get to them super chats. Okay. All right, we got one from Blessed Martian. I think in Danny's eyes, this is Ersson's last chance.
Might be. It's possible.
I think that it just has to be. Like, how could it not be?
Yeah, I mean, I think this season is his. This was his make or break season, and he's been breaking. But now you're just you kind of have no choice. You got to see what he's got, and you got to cross your fingers that he plays better. I'm just not sure how realistic that is, given the way he's played the last month.
I doubt Kolosov can be like awesome, but let's say he gets into some games while Vladar's out. Do you think there's a chance this year they make that switch?
Well, I mean, if Kolosov dramatically outplays Ersson while Vladar's out, yeah, sure. But that would have to happen.
Yeah, no, he would have to do it. And again, like, I'm not expecting him to be 920. I'm just expecting him to, like, maybe be 900, and that would be considerably better than what Ersson's given you.
Yeah, Ersson's had an 830 since December 13th.
Yeah.
900 would be welcome.
It would be amazing. All right, and DA Flyers man says, not ready to punt on the season after one losing skid. Time to get our butts in gear and put those Pens in deep freeze. Let's go Flyers. That's the attitude I like. Listen, every team is going to go 0-3-1 at some point in this season. Yeah. Maybe even Colorado. I don't know. Maybe. 3 regulation losses in a row sounds insane for them.
Sound like a lot.
But like, this is it. But you have to put the halt to it.
Yeah.
You can't let. Honestly, you can't let me. You can't lose me. You have to keep me somehow
Bill is the
feeling
barometer.
Positive. Like, if I'm feeling positive, I feel like I can bring enough people along with me. But man, this thing gets to 5-6 games. That's a different story. So hopefully we put a halt to it tonight. And we're celebrating. Hopefully we open postgame with a woo. That is my hope for tonight. And that is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers postgame presented by Bet365. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for hanging out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back here as soon as this thing goes final with postgame. So make sure you join us for that. Follow us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers. And follow the podcast wherever you get those. I am Bill Matz. That is Charlie O'Connor. Thank you as always to Brenna. Let's go Flyers.
We all silly like the mayor.